Thank you, Anthony. Junior Rotax indeed. We started this weekend with 55 drivers, have whittled it down to the fastest 34. A reminder, Harry Burgoyne Jr., Scottish born and Scottish bred, he won the opening round at PFI from Harry Linden and Brandon Carr. Strawberry Racing and Argenti Motorsport have won the last 4 Junior Rotax British Championship finals between them. The most successful team in the championship in terms of race final wins are Dan Holland Racing, no less than 11 final wins. But the last time they won a final was at Wilton Mill, the opening round of Wilton Mill last year with Harry Linden. So they're going to want to try and break a 4-race win streak for Strawberry and Argenti. In terms of individual success, Kai Hunter, 8 wins in Junior Rotax, the British Championship in total. Nobody else has managed more than 3. Dan Ginchard, last year's champion, had 3 wins. 2 wins for Tom Adams, Matthew Higgins and Archie Walker, and 1 Junior Rotax final win for Leon Henderson, William Jenkins, Sam Gornall, Ryan Taylor Truman, Harry Linden and Harry Burgoyne Jr. Haven't been to Larkhall for the Rotax rounds in the modern era of the British Championship, but a look down at the grid, well, there is the two of the leading starters, Ethan Jeff Horn, the green and white Strawberry Racing race suit, and your pole sitter, Brandon Carr, the number 30 kart on the left there, just having a little look, waiting. They don't want to be sitting in the kart. Every driver has a different start sort of superstition. Some drivers like to get in the kart nice and early and just be left alone. Others prefer to just, chat and keep themselves loose and, at ease. There's a little look at that there, and going through one of the Strawberry mechanics. He wants to maybe get a bit of factor 50 on that one, son. There's 3 very shiny helmets there, heads even. Vinnie Phillips on the right, Jeff Hall there's the number 11 kart of Gabe Fairbrother for Ultimate Art. Gabe up into 6th on the grid. Championship standings, Harry Burgoyne Jr. led coming into this weekend from Harry Linden. Vinnie Phillips 3rd in the championship, Brandon Carr 4th. Reg Haywood 5th in the championship, but didn't even make it into the final. Got knocked out in the repechage. Further back there is the leading Thule Motorsport driver on the grid, William Antrobus. Only 32nd in the championship, but he's having a blinding day so far. And Antrobus on course for potentially a best ever British Championship result in this next race. The number 52 of Reese Lomax. See, there's the 2 differences. Sitting alone, focused, doesn't want to be disturbed, doesn't want to be spoken to. He just wants to visualise that first lap in his head. Other drivers there happy to just sit and chat, just to kick their minds off what's going to happen. Every driver has their own individual way of psyching themselves up for one of these races. There is the Charmander, Ewan Charman, multiple race winner in Honda Cadet, and now last year in Minimax. Ewan didn't quite make it onto the podium in Minimax, but he finished 3rd in the Minimax Championship last year. Now he's moved up to juniors. There is the number 85 kart of Thomas Biermann for KR Sport. Again, Thomas, the younger brother of Ollie Biermann, current FIA Formula 3 driver. And again, Hurst. Haven't seen Buddy Ticehurst, Blake's pooch in the paddock. He was a star of the show at PFI. But there's Blake Ticehurst sitting and waiting. He starts from the 9th of the grid. Anthony.
Yes.
You a very happy trio of Minimax drivers that you just spoke to.
Yes. They were quite happy, weren't they? But like I say, they all thought their final bit tame, but
yeah, no,
tame is good.
Tame is good. It's a testament to Scott Marks who made it that way. Absolutely. There's the Hunter Motorsports, number 46 of Scotland, Stephen Duncan, and again Reese Hunter, reigning senior champion in Rotax, but he's now a team owner. There's Ben Folland. So Ben won the repechage yesterday and got it up to 24th. In the pre-final for Thule Motorsport. Again, Thule having a much better time of things this time around. Really strong performances from the Thule team, and Ben Folland will be looking to gain more place. There's Gustav Uzakovs. He must have walked under a ladder, run over a black cat or something on the way up here, because he's been so fast all season, and luck has not been on his side. But the Anglo-Latvian driver, with a very, very nice sort of crash helmet design. What's the steampunk-esque design
Steampunk-esque?
on his crash helmet? Yeah.
Too short? Not too short?
Yeah, steampunk.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what steampunk is?
No.
No. See, you're not a man of the people. You're not a man of the people, Anthony. Got to be a man of the people. There's Daniel Sabula. Nice crash helmet. Daniel's, that hair's getting a little bit long, Daniel. It's going to be put in a ponytail before long.
I mean,
Thomas,
you can't
Thomas,
talk about
get the
long
shears out. Where's Thomas? Thomas, come on, there's that. Get the shears out. People are threatening to shave my beard. There's Pearson Bullock Carter, another driver. Needs some good luck. Let's have a look, though, Anthony, at the full starting lineup.
Let's have a look at the starting lineup as the drivers head out onto the circuit. We'll whiz through this as quickly as we possibly can because the race is going to be starting very soon. Brandon Carr, Jez Williams starting on the front row. Charlie Hart and Ethan Jeff Hall on row 2.
Row 3, Macauley Bishop and Gabe Fairbrother. Row 4, Harry Linden and Vinnie Phillips.
Row number 5, Adita Kulkarni and William Antrobus. Harry Burgoyne Jr. and Rhys Lomax on row number 6.
Row 7, Joseph Rippin and Ewan Charman. Row 8, Ollie Stevens and Thomas Biermann.
Row number 9, Gabriel Silp and Blake Ticehurst. Row 10, Alan Freddy and Sam Baker, which I believe are the other way around.
Yeah, Neil Clark and Stephen Duncan on row number 11. Alfie Gallagher and Ben Folland on row 12.
Harry Beaumont and Gustav
Henry,
I did it again! I'm sorry, Henry. on row 13 with Gustav Uskos, Harry Hannum and Daniel Sabula on row 14.
Sam Longley and Angus Scrivener on row 15. Evie Poulane and Pearson Bullock Carter on row 16.
Ted Bradbury and Alex Duncan will round out the grid. 34 karts taking to the track for this Junior Rotax Final. I'm very sorry.
Well, only 'cause his name's Henry.
Yeah, I know. There's
Harry
too
the
much
Lion,
Henry in
fear
my
no
life.
foe. Always be proud of you. Fingers crossed for a good start. That says Lyle Hammond. Go Charlie Hart, says Tamsin Green. Gabriel and Ewan, says Harry Friel. Good luck. Good luck, Ethan Jeff Hall from Martin Hall. Stephen Earl says, come on, Charlie Hart, you can do this. Well, who could do it? Lights are not out.
Oh, there we go. We rushed through that.
I was building up all my momentum then, and fell short again. What a disappointment.
I know.
Reg Hayward. Well, good to see Reg Hayward. Obviously disappointed not being there, but he's still cheering on all his Coles racing teammates. We'll get him next time, Reg. Get him next time. Michael Burke, go on Evie. So Evie Poulane, she's got fan club in Australia.
There you go.
Look at that. These drivers, you know, the coverage that Alpha provide just allows these drivers. They're from all over the country. Some of them from all over the world. Harry Hannum's come all the way from the UAE to right there. Oh, by the way, marhaban to all our supporters and viewers out in the Emiratis. Now, second time of asking, 34 Junior Rotaxes.
Charlie Rippin just trying to get back into...
Joseph Rippin. Charlie's got exams. Charlie is education. But
well,
Joseph's about to have a racing education. He's having an education in life this weekend. He's got Lewis Whalen mechanicking for him, and he's going very, very well indeed. So, a KR Sport 1-2 on the grid. Brandon Carr and Jez Williams. Last time KR Sport won a final was at Mansell last year with Archie Walker. Are they going to win another one? Lights are green. We're off and racing. It's a good start from the pole sitter, and a little bit tame at the back there with a couple of drivers running wide. They're 3 wide in the pack going into the boot, and that's one of the Coles drivers getting almost squeezed into the barriers, and I think the engine may have cut out there.
Yeah, well, it's a big curve for run over.
Oh, it was the number 50. It was Rhys Lomax.
Oh, dear.
Number 52 from 12th on the grid. So Rhys, is he going to get that kart restarted now? We're going to have a concertina effect into this first hairpin. No, we're all round. Hairpin number 1 cleanly. Up at the front, Brandon Carr is getting away, and it looks like we've got Charlie Hart up into P2, although not for much longer, I don't think.
Oh, no, he gets absolutely nerfed out wide at the exit of the final corner. And again, looks like Jez Williams goes through. But again, that's just the concertina effect. That was just the move there. He didn't want to give it up. And yeah, unfortunately, he had to give it up.
Yep, Jez Williams moving into P2.
Yeah.
And so it's Brandon Carr and Jez Williams, 1-2. Charlie Hart, third. There's somebody else getting sort of shuffled into the barriers there. That was, who was that leaving the scene of the crime? It was a KR Sport entry. We'll come back. We'll try and catch up on who that is. They got underway again. There's the number 7 car of Harry Linden. And Harry started on the 4th row of the grid, hasn't made much early progress. He's got Macauley Bishop with the number 79 car right around him. Ethan Jeff Hall and Macauley Bishop going wheel to wheel. Now Harry Linden gets alongside his teammate Bishop. Macauley Bishop moving into Rotax this weekend. And Bishop making up a place there. But as they complete lap number 2, it's Brandon Carr, Jez Williams, Charlie Hart, Jeff Hall, Lyndon, Bishop, Aditya Kulkarni, and then Harry Burgoyne Jr., championship leader, only 8th, just in front of his teammate Vinnie Phillips and Gabe Fairbrother, rounding out the top 10.
There we go, and it's still all chopping and changing in the middle of this pack. Again, everyone getting through. Aditya Kulkarni up 1 place now into P6 as the rest of the field go through. Burgoyne Jr. and Vinnie Phillips also, I think, they're right in that mid-pack sort of section, trying to get past Bishop. Bishop looking like he's struggled at the start of this one, but again, that could just be set up. They might want to fight back as changing here. As down the inside, Ethan Jeff Hall gets into P3 from Charlie Hart. So Charlie Hart now, after fighting for the race lead early on in this race.
Go on the Welsh, Jez Williams.
He's done it, yep. So now a new race leader. Jez Williams takes it. So again, Jez did this early on in the pre-final as well. We saw exactly this, and Brandon Carr fought back straight away. Yeah. Now, is he going to do the same thing this time around?
I mean, what happened in the pre-finals is that Brandon Carr didn't lose 1 position; he lost about 3 or 4.
Yes.
And that really got his dander up.
It did.
And
yes.
So he's still second. He only lost 1 place, and they've got a little bit of breathing space between themselves, a little bit, not much, between themselves and Ethan Jeff Hall. Ethan Jeff Hall having a very good lap though, and actually Brandon Carr talked about that being too aggressive on the brakes into the hairpin and then bogging down on exit. Yeah. That's happened to Brandon Carr. Although I say that, I'm not sure if Brandon Carr's in a little bit of trouble.
That looked very slow out of the hairpin, didn't it?
That's 2 hairpins in a row that Brandon Carr's been very slow out of. And look at the ground he's lost. Right, well, keep an eye on the number 30 KR Sport Kart. There's some nervous eyes watching that because certainly Brandon Carr coming out of the slow corners has a bit of a problem. Maybe there's a slight miss in the kart, or maybe the kart's really, really bogging down coming out of the corners. He's maybe has to adjust his driving style ever so much. But Jez Williams, who's got a bunch of wins in Minimax and in Junior Rotax, not yet. And there's a problem.
Yeah, that was the number 31 just pulling off. That's Sam Baker for the Jack Texas Racing team.
Oh,
Found himself in the barriers at the boot section.
Now, see, Carr under pressure from Charlie Hart. So Jez Williams.
There you go.
Ethan Jeff Hall is second. I'm at it now. You're rubbing off on me, Anthony.
Yeah, what?
Pardon? Jez Williams and Ethan Jeff Hall 1-2. Brandon Carr under pressure. Oh no, Ethan Jeff Hall went for it and he overcooks it. Oh, he burnt it like you burnt last night's dinner, Anthony.
I didn't burn it. I just put too much spice in it. But anyway, yeah, no, that's not what you want to see from Ethan Jeff Hall. I mean, a rare mistake from him now. And Charlie Hart's capitalised on it. He's managed to get back up now into P3.
P2, actually.
P2, actually. Oh, right, crikey.
So Brandon Carr's in P3. But this is Jez Williams now beginning to pull away. The last time Jez Williams won a round of the British Kart Championship was back at Clay Pigeon in September 2019. Oh, it's been a long time coming, but we're still very early stage. Just look at the lead he's got. Brandon Carr muscles his way back into P2. Jeff Hall is 3rd. Hart is 4th. And everyone else is 5th. All chopping and changing. But look at the lead. Jez Williams is going to lead at the end of this lap by about 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, he really is. Look at that there. What a gap, and that's all because they've just been scrapping in the background. That's all that is. It just shows how much the race leader can break away if he just keeps his nose clean, follows the racing lines, doesn't go like defensive early or anything like that. You can just break
there's
away.
Some more moves, and I mean McCauley Bishop with the white crash helmet there moving
through.
up.
Yeah, he's coming through as well. So you got to keep a very close eye on all the way through this pack. There goes Harry Lyndon. Yeah.
There's Mr. Rippin, trying to make it 3 wide. That's Gabe Fairbrother in the 11 kart up the inside. Oh, that's going to end up with someone going over the grass. And it was Vinnie Phillips, I think, in the Strawberry race number 87, who went grass tracking. And now it's Gabe Fairbrother's turn to go a little bit too wide coming out of the first corner. And now down the hill. There's that battle. Oh, and somebody's shoving their nose in where it's not wanted. That was Thule Motorsport, I believe. I don't see who that was. That may have been William Antrobus for Thule Motorsport, the 57, making a move. Here comes Brandon Carr, trying to have a little nibble up the inside of Ethan Jeff Hall for second. Jez Williams, 2.3 seconds up the road. Now, we're just under half distance. Jez Williams is in a race-winning position. He's now got to keep it calm. He's got to just sort of reel off the laps, lap after lap after lap. I don't think any of these drivers can catch 2.5 seconds on Jez Williams in 8 laps unless Williams makes a mistake.
Well, we thought this in the pre-final again when you saw how far back,
True,
you know, Brandon
true that,
Carr was. You
true
know,
that.
he came back through to get back past for the race win. So, you know, it just shows that even though he has got that gap, there's still plenty of time to close that in.
There's number 32, Aditya Kulkarni. So again, the Argentine Motorsport team, Aditya raced in TKM last year. So he's not just moving over from Miami to Rotax. We've got somewhat similar, you know, characters. TKM, very, very different driving style required for that. And Aditya Kulkarni is really, you know, adapting very, very, very well indeed. Have to say, very impressive. Freddie Allen under investigation. But it's Jez Williams, 2.1 seconds. So, Anthony, you know, the gap is now beginning to come down little bit by 10th by 10th. Jeff Hall in the number 51 Strawberry Racing Kart. They've sorted themselves out. Brandon Carr in the number 30 and Aditya Kulkarni in the number 32, second, third and fourth. Now working well together. Bishop is in 5th. Then it's Linden, Hart, Phillips, championship leader Burgoyne Jr. and Rippin round out the top 10. Here's the bottom end of the top 10. Rippin in the number 22 in 10th position. Fairbrother in kart 11 in 11th place. Neo Clark up to 12th. Then it's the Charmander, Ewan Charman, followed by Ollie Stevens, Harry the Lion up into 15th position. And a move, Anthony.
Yeah, Gabe Fairbrother down the inside there of Joseph Rippin, but not being able to get that move really complete. Slots back into position. And again, he's going for it again around the final corner. He almost hooks his front bumper on the rear bumper there of Joseph Rippin. So, you know, Gabe Fairbrother, really careful here because now he's got the rest of the pack closing in behind. Who's that? Neo Clark, Ewan Charman, Ollie Stevens. They're all closed in now.
And Neo Clark has got the bit between his teeth. Had a clutch fall off the kart before one of the heats yesterday, which he was due to start on pole position. That has brought him right back. And there's Aditya Kulkarni up into P3 for Aditya. What a performance.
Yeah. From
the number 32. Now, Aditya, let's look at the championship standings. After the first round, Kulkarni was, and I'm looking down at the stats, 19th in the championship coming into this weekend. Well, that stat's going to change.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I saw his mum yesterday. She was on the phone, talked to family members, and, you know, she was all smiles. You know, got a feeling she's going to be all smiles, but whilst biting her fingernails at the moment. Now, virtual championship. Brandon Carr, Harry Linden, they both passed Harry Burgoyne Jr. Jez Williams, with this, as things stand, would be 6th in the championship. Things closing up in the point standings nicely, Anthony.
Yes, they are. It's going to give us a nice close championship. Yes, okay, we've only had one round. This is only round 2, but still, they're all important rounds.
Every lap is critical.
Oh, yes.
When it comes to the end of the season, we've seen British Championship decided on count back in terms of tied points at the end of the season after dropped scores. Every position becomes critical.
Yeah, definitely so. And you've got to calculate each move that you do very, very carefully. So, you know, each one that we see has been thought of. Now, sometimes they're accidental, sometimes they're planned.
Anthony, yes. As much as I hate admitting I'm wrong and you're right.
Right.
Ethan Jeff Hall, now only 1.5 seconds behind Jez Williams.
Dear.
And it's taken him 4 minutes to take nearly a second off Jez Williams' lead. He's got 4.5 minutes plus a lap as Brandon Carr makes a move and takes over 3rd place from Aditya Kulkarni, who fights back.
Yeah.
Ethan Jeff Hall, if he carries on like this, he'll just about catch Jez Williams on the last lap.
Right then.
Right, yeah, I know, that's something to look forward to. Here comes the battle for 3rd place between Kulkarni, Carr and Bishop. Then it's Linden. The rest of the top 10, 12 on your screens going through this. Ollie Stevens, number 9, privateer entry this year. Ollie Stevens running in 13th place. Kulkarni bouncing over the curbs. And Macauley Bishop in the number 79 Dan Holland Racing Kart closing in as well.
Yes, indeed. So you can just see there the different racing lines. Big look over the shoulder there for Kulkarni, and again can just see that Macauley Bishop's closing in. Like you said, Macauley not had much experience in the Rotax class, but has done it a couple of times before.
And has been very good,
very good. So, yeah, exactly. So, you know, definitely one to keep an eye out on is Macauley Bishop. Like you say, still there, P5, Macauley Bishop, Vinnie Phillips still there as well, just behind. There is Vinnie Phillips and Harry Linden as well, for close company. And who have they got behind? Charlie Hart. Now, Charlie, obviously someone who was
there's
battling.
a move. That's Harry Linden.
Good old Linden.
Harry from Dennis Powis passing Vinnie Phillips, and that moves Harry into 6th position. So yes, Macauley Bishop, 2 times he has raced a Rotax engine. First time he won at Forest Edge. Second time he came second at Sarno in Italy, which is just west of Forest Edge.
Yes.
The Rob Dodd School of Karting.
Yeah, Harry Linden.
Forest Edge, just east of Rome.
Yeah.
Jez Williams, Ethan Jeff Hall, the gap, less than a second. It's down to 9/10 of a second. So, Ethan Jeff Hall has got the momentum. Like we said, Strawberry have won 2 of the last 3 Junior Rotax British Championship finals. The last time KR Sport won a British Championship final was with Archie Walker back at Mansell Raceway last year. Jez Williams had things all his own way for the last 6 minutes, and Ethan Jeff Hall is now on a mission and closing in. Carr in 3rd has still got Kulkarni crawling all over him for the final podium position. Bishop has now slipped back a little bit in P5, then a long gap behind Bishop to Linden in 6th, Phillip in 7th, Hart in 8th, Rip in 9th, and Neo Clark rounding out the top 10 ahead of Burgoyne, Fairbrother, Stevens, Charman, and there's a change for 3rd place as Brandon Carr moves into P3, but pretty soon we are going to have, Mr. Jordan, a battle for the race lead.
We are indeed, yeah, because that gap's down to less than a second now, nearly less than half a second as they come to it. And there it is on your screens now. Jez Williams leading the way, but for how much longer? Ethan Jeff Hall closing in, and if these 3 behind don't scrap and they stay in their position, they will close in too. Still 90 seconds plus that 1 lap as they come down out of the first corner in towards the boot, and look how close this is. Again, Aditya Kulkarni back down the inside, and Bishop now all over the back of these 2. They said they didn't want to scrap, but now they are, and here comes Jeff Hall. He's right on the tail end now of Jez Williams as they come into the hairpin 1. No major moves there, no changes, stays in position, not close enough yet, but again, I reckon Jeff Hall will wait for the last lap.
Well, we'll have to see last year's Minimax champion, Ethan Jeff Hall. And he's already forcing Jez Williams to defend. So Jez knows he's got company.
Yes, indeed.
45 seconds to go. Ethan Jeff Hall's got the momentum, but Jez Williams has got the track position. And it's going to be white line fever from here on in for Jez Williams.
There's a long old way to go because they've still got this lap and another lap to go. It's a very early time to go start going defensive. You've got to keep an eye on the group behind as well because, like I say, Bishop, who's now actually, I think, managed to get up into
Bishop
P3.
has popped it onto the podium.
He has indeed.
And here comes Jez Williams. Now, look at the switchback. Ethan Jeff Hall, he's going to be on the outside going into the banking, and Jez Williams is not going to let him round there. But what can Ethan Jeff Hall do? The undercut coming off the banking? No,
can't get the waft out the corner.
5 seconds to go. So the clock will strike 0 now. Oh no! Ethan Jeff Hall at the inside, and he absolutely clatters into Jez Williams. And Ethan Jeff Hall, he says sorry. He steps out of the cart, nose cone off, and that means Macauley Bishop leads as we start the final lap. Jez Williams frantically trying to get his cart out of the park into the race to try and salvage some points. He's going to get that cart going again, but it's Macauley Bishop whose championship starts today. He didn't do the first round. He leads Brandon Carr second, and Aditya Kulkarni is now going to finish at the podium. We'll follow this last half a lap. We're going to have to look at that again, Anthony. But Macauley Bishop out of nowhere. Well, sometimes you've got to be good. Sometimes you've got to be lucky. Sometimes you've got to be both. And today, Macauley Bishop was both. He wins in Junior Rotax for Dan Holland Racing, Brandon Carr second. And it's a first Junior Rotax podium for Aditya Kulkarni. And Argenti Motorsport in third. Well done, Aditya Kulkarni. Vinnie Phillips comes home fourth. Neo Clark started on the motorway outside the circuit. He was so far back, and he comes home in fifth for Thule Motorsport. And Joseph Rippin, a sixth for MLC Motorsport. Harry Linden seventh. Gabe Fairbrother in eighth. Harry Burgoyne Jr. in ninth. And privateer Blake Ticehurst rounds out the top 10, and there is a look at the shattered remains of Ethan Jeff Hall's karts. Now we've seen that. I wonder, have we got a replay of that? It was coming in to start the last lap, and Ethan Jeff Hall had driven the wheels off it to get there, so he comes through the dog leg. He's still 3 kart lengths behind, and Jez Williams leaves the door open, and Ethan Jeff Hall just commits. Jez was always going to turn in. Jez left the door open, but he was ahead, and he was always going to take the racing line. And commentators, we don't apportion blame, and surely there was nothing malicious in that. But unfortunately, that is the result of that. But it's not often you get a chance to win a round of the British Championship, and he had done such a good job. He obviously thought the move was on. Jez Williams thought otherwise. Jez Williams comes home in 30th position. Now, Ethan Jeff Hall sadly fails to finish. Harry Hannum in 33rd. Sam Baker 32nd. Daniel Sabula in 31st. Gabriel Stilp only 29th. So not everyone has moved across from Miami to Rotax for this was as successful as Macauley Bishop. But, well, I know the official Royal Oak, Michigan, USA arm of the Macauley Bishop fan club is watching, because she's told me she is. And, yeah, she is going to be cheering for Macauley Bishop. And what a win for Macauley. And obviously for Dan Holland Racing. But Brandon Carr, be interested to see if there was a problem with Brandon Carr's kart at the first half of that race, or whether it was simply a case of he got some rubbish on his tyres or the engine bogged down a little bit. But what a performance from Aditya Kulkarni as well in 3rd. Big movers in that race. Gustav Uzakovs finally for Hunter Motorsport. A bit of good luck. Gustav Uzakovs from 26th to 13th on the grid. But Anthony Jordan has got Macauley Bishop. Oh, I probably a bit lost for words.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yes, I'm sure lost for words. Well, I don't think we expected that. I don't think you expected that. What a result.
Yeah, I just tried to stay consistent through the race. Hopefully, I was hoping for a top 3, but, you know, the front 2 crashed, and I just had to keep my head down for the last lap.
I mean, you were 3rd place for quite a bit of that, or not quite a bit of that race, quite near the end of that race. You were battling with the other 2 with you, and you know, getting that 3rd place. What did you think when you came around the last corner? You saw, you know, those 2 in the gravel.
No, like, yeah, it's quite good for me. Obviously, very good result. Just had to keep my head down, and yeah, really pleased with it.
How many times have you been in a Rotax?
This is my 3rd time.
Yeah, and you know, you won a race to get to the grand finals. You came 2nd in the grand finals, so you had a good record there, and now you come here for the British for your first round in Rotax, and you only go and win that one as well. So Rotax is looking nice for you.
Yeah, it's looking very nice. Definitely enjoyed it throughout the week. Definitely like to thank Dan Holland, Russ Carter, Dan Holland as well, and all the people that supported me.
Well, brilliant stuff. Well done, Macauley Bishop. I think you need to talk to Dan Holland and see if you can update your race suit now, because I think you deserve it after that one.
Yeah, hopefully. Everyone's on order, so you should get it the next time I see you.
Excellent stuff. Good stuff. Well done there to our race winner, Macauley Bishop. Let's chat to 2nd place, Brandon Carr. Brandon, come on over. Now, Brandon, you always say, did we make that final exciting for you? And I always say, no, not really. But I think you excelled yourself this time. That was quite an exciting final. What did you think from your point of view?
Yeah, it was good. It's been a good weekend so far. Good points. Got back up there. But it's just a shame.
Hey, it is what it is. 2nd place, you can be happy with that one, of course. Now, it's decent points still. You know, are we still feeling confident going into the next round?
Yeah, for sure, but it's just really frustrating, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. There we go, ladies and gents. Well, anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Ollie Walker, my mum, my dad, Ash, and everyone in KR and KR Sport for the good engines.
Brilliant stuff. Keep your chin up. Plenty more finals to go, so yeah, don't worry about it at all. Well done, Brandon Carr.
Thank you.
Excellent. Let's chat to our 3rd place driver, Aditya Kulkarni. Aditya, now, am I right in saying... Go this side, there we go. Am I right in saying this is your first time on the podium?
Yeah.
It is indeed. Lovely. Look at that. You happy?
Yeah.
Excellent. That's what we like to see. Our Genties done you well, have they?
Yeah. Really good package all weekend long. Great team. Good pleasure to be a part of.
Now, let's talk about the race, because that looked like a pretty handful. I mean, you're battling with Brandon Carr. Brandon's a quick driver, and, you know, you're coming through to take 3rd. Yeah, again, nice result, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a tough battle. on the second to last lap, I should have defended, and that would have been mine. But yeah, we live and we learn.
We do indeed, yes. That's the most important thing. You make a mistake, you learn from it, and you come back stronger. So, again, great race. Adita, anyone you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Argenti Motorsport, Danny Sweeney, Ron Meadows, my whole family, and all my friends.
Brilliant. Well, enjoy the podiums later on. We'll be there, and we'll cheer you on. Well done,
Thank
mate.
you.
Cheers. Well, excellent stuff then for the penultimate final. Junior Rotax, what an amazing final that was.